Alrighty, May 28th here. We're gonna be planting our food plots today, and it has been raining since about 8 o'clock, and it's about 11 o'clock right now. So we're just kind of trying to wait out the rain. We gotta go disc a couple fields and hopefully get them planted today. It's supposed to be done around 11, so should be done here pretty soon. But we got all our gear ready to go. We got the cultipacker. Dad's greasing up the planter right now. Just hoping this rain lightens up so we can get some planting in today.
Popped the tire. How did that happen?
That ain't cool. Are you kidding me? How?
Came off the rim?
No, it popped.
Well, first project of the day, we were getting the cultipacker backed out and blew a tire. It was stopping raining, but now it's starting again, so we're off to a good start here. Hopefully we can get all the food plots in this weekend.
Keep going.
Finally got out here after the rain. Looks like it should be clear the rest of the day. Fields are a little bit wet, a little muddy, but should be able to get through it with the disc and get things planted here today.
First food plot of the day that we're going to be planting here. It's not very big. It's just kind of a little half moon shape, and it's right against this clear cut, so it's really thick in there, and deer have been bedding in that thick stuff, so it's kind of a transition plot before they get out to our two main big food plots here. So what we're going to be planting here is we got a mixture of clover. It's red clover, we got white clover, and Ladino clover. Then we got chicory and alfalfa in it, so it's a mix of everything. And we're gonna be doing 3 little small plots in this mix, and then we're gonna be doing some other stuff in our bigger fields. So let's get to planting and see how this baby turns out. Alrighty, let's get seeding. Alrighty, we're on plot number 2. This one is just off of our main field. It's just behind the redneck here. The deer tend to come out right through here. and they'll stage up in this little clover plot that we're gonna be planting, and then they head out to the big bean field that we got. So we're gonna plant this up quick, and we're gonna go do our last one. Oh, rip the bag! Oh, we're losing it! Oh! Ah! Oh!
Oh, bud.
Let me tell you what. You're gonna have those. I mean, you're gonna have them days. You know?
It's gonna grow really good right there.
That's when you just kind of flick it around, and then bam, half food plots planted already. So we're not all perfect, we're gonna spill.
And a pound of seed in that one spot.
Now we're gonna get to plant. Wow. Skeeters, man. It's a good food plot so far. Oh, that's it. That's a wrap for that one. Now we're gonna go back to our last one and plant her up, and then we're going to the big stuff. Here we are, one of our kill plots here, and today we decided that we're gonna come in and we're gonna take out just a couple trees right in the middle of this food plot area here, because we don't get a lot of sunlight in here, and it keeps and retains the moisture quite a bit. So I think by opening up that canopy, we get a little bit more sunlight, dry out the soil a little bit, and probably get a little bit better growth in here out of our food plot. So that's the task at hand, and then once we get that done, we'll come in with a tiller up, and go ahead and seed some new clover in here. Oh, I think that's probably gonna work. We got quite a bit more sunlight probably coming down in this area, and I think it's gonna help dry it out. You guys probably saw in the video, I felled that one tree and there was a little tiny fawn probably 10-15 feet from him. I'm glad I didn't squish the little bugger, but hopefully we can get out of here and Mom will come back and take care of that one. That was pretty cool to see. But we're on our third and final food plot here. This is the one that Dad and Carson came in here a little bit earlier, and they cut some of these trees out to give it a little bit more sunlight. It's actually been a pretty good food plot for the last couple years, but we figured if we could get a little bit more sunlight in here, it would create a little bit better food plot. So this one's another pretty small one here, just a little staging plot. Got a branch. Deer blockage. Oh, heavy. All right, that's it for the clover. Now we're gonna go get the cultipacker. We're gonna cultipack these fields, and then we're gonna work on the bean field. So this year what we're going to do in our food plots is I've got 3 different types of beans. I've got the Wildlife Manager's Mix, which is a forage bean that's going to stay green well into October. More of a forage bean, not going to get a whole lot of pods out of that. We're going to try to plant that on the outside of our field. And then I've got what they call a 4-7 bean, which is going to be basically a late maturing bean. Early October they'll probably start to brown up, but they're going to create a lot more pods than the Manager's Mix. And then I've also got some just regular field beans. What we're gonna do with that is we've got our area roped off out here, or staked out anyways, as far as putting up an electric fence, and so that should keep the deer out of there, which those regular beans will get a lot more pods than either of the 2 Eagle Seed blends. So we're hoping that we'll have some pods late in the year. We'll pull that fence down whenever they're mature, and then hopefully maybe mid-November or December we could have a late season food plot. So that's kind of our plan. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and get these things in the ground. All right, anytime you're planting beans, it's super important to put inoculant in, so that's what we're going to do next. Right now we're going to plant the manager's mix, which is the forage bean, which are going to stay green and not get a lot of pods, and we're going to do that on the outside of the food plot, because when the deer come out of the woods, obviously that's the first spot that they hit, so we're going to try to put those on the outside and hopefully protect the beans on the inside a little bit more so that they can generate some pods. So well, right now we've got a redneck set up over my right shoulder here, and we've got the food plot out in front of us, and sitting here in the evening is pretty tough to get in and out of here because the deer kind of spot you as you're coming out of that redneck. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to set up a little plot screen right along the front of it here so that we can try to crawl out of that redneck in the evening so we don't get busted. So I've got some Egyptian wheat. We're going to put it on pretty heavy for about, I don't know, 20 yards or so here. And then that'll hopefully give us a little bit of a screen in front of the redneck so that we can get out of here in the evenings.
Now that we got this plot all worked up, this is going to be the last one that we plant today. We're just going to go ahead and broadcast in buckwheat here. We're going to give it about 6 to 8 weeks to mature. It's going to be right around August time, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put winter rye and a turnip mix in this field, half and half. We're going to just switch it up from last year, do opposite sides, and we're going to let that be our moisture barrier for the top of the rye and the brassica blend.
Well, that's going to conclude the food plot season.
Thank you guys for watching that video. We'll keep you updated how the rest of our plots are coming up when we plant the brassicas later this summer. I also want to give a shout out to Pizarski Family Farms. You guys check them out. We'll leave their link in the description of this video, and also stay tuned for the rest of our turkey hunting videos coming up this summer. You're not going to want to miss out.